mean, but you were still supported. Like, you're still standing. You're still here. You're still, it looks like you're still in your home, right? Whether you applied for food stamps or you didn't want to, or you had to, regardless, there was support.
Yes.
Right? It may not be the support you wanted, but it was support, right? And so, do you allow yourself to see how support shows up, or are you very married to how you expect the support to show up? So I understand. So this is what you've seen, and you're saying this is what a strong Black woman is. And so when you're looking at your own personal life, does that still ring true? When you think about, and you gotta look at everything, right? So if you're saying a strong Black woman isn't vulnerable and isn't this and isn't that, and you're saying that is the armor that I too am gonna put on. So does a strong Black woman also have to suffer in silence? Does a strong Black woman also have to be in discomfort, in pain at all times? Is that the whole story? Is that the story that you want to wear? Is that the way that you want to continue in your life? Whether that's how they chose or had to or whatever in their life, now it sounds to me like you are getting presented with the question of, is this the way that you want to continue the strong Black woman narrative? And it sounds like it is in direct opposition with your inner being and of how you truly want to move in the world. You're seeing what strong Black women look like. And so it's an opportunity for you to decide, how are you going to write that story for you? Because you are a strong Black woman, but you get to decide what those attributes are. And if you want to pull some from others, then good, great. That's what that is, but it has to be your choice, right? You have to say, this resonates with me. This is how I want to show up, because it is never going to work showing up like somebody else. Because all of the stomach stuff, that's all from here. That is a direct line. This is going all wild, so does this, right? And so when you're seeing like such opposition, it makes perfect sense when your message is, you got to slow down, because the only way you're going to get an answer is to slow down and pay attention. I remember one time in a meditation, I heard, go slow to go far. And I remember I came out of that meditation, I'm like, that makes no sense. Me being who I am, I'm like, that makes no sense. If I want to go far, I got to go fast, because I want to get there fast. No. And then life will teach, right? Everything's going to slow down, and it's never going to slow down the way you think it will slow down, right? And so you were called to go home right before the pandemic. There was nothing slower than the start of the pandemic. This reprogramming that has to happen that says, okay, and Selima, what Selima tells me is it's a basket of burdens. She gives me like these little analogies. She's like, put down your basket of burdens. And so for me, I have to physically think of this basket of burdens, and I put it down and I walk away. But what I've noticed is there's something inside that keeps reaching for something new. So it's like, okay, the basket of burdens is down. Great. But I didn't put everything in the basket. I left some things out, right? Because that's what we do. I left some things out, and now I'm reaching for, well, what if this happens? And what if that? And what I have realized is whenever I start with something of what if, that is not in my best interest. That's not my inner being talking to me. That's not what is for me. And so that is my little ding, ding, ding to stop, right? We need something to snap us out, to realize that we're churning, before we go down the rabbit hole and it's too late. Now we're in pain, and the only way you start coming back out is now you're in pain and you want reprieve. And when you want reprieve, you give in. You're like, okay, I'll relax. I'll relax for now. You relax for a minute, you get some reprieve, and as soon as you feel just the slightest bit of comfort, you pick it right back up. Like yeah, that. And it's exhausting. It is exhausting. So my advice would be to find what the phrase is for you, because maybe it's what if, maybe it's not. What is the phrase for you that says, oh, wait, hold on a second. That is my mind. That's my mind trying to bring me back, trying to keep me small, trying to, not let me be great. Figure out what that is, and you can use that as a little ding that, oh, I've got to stop. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a meditation practice, I would highly, highly recommend a meditative practice in whatever, however it resonates. And one thing that I have stopped doing for a little while is asking spirit for things. Asking ancestors for things, because sometimes you need a break. And so I've stopped asking because I'm like, I'm not ready for that answer, because I'm not ready to go through the lesson to get to the other side yet. I remember Oprah, she said something on somewhere. She's like, every year I would ask to be able to show more love. I want to show more love. She's like, I don't ask that anymore. She's like, because I realized every time I ask to show more love, I get more conflict in my life that I now have to show up and be more loving. She's like, I'm good. And I'm like, exactly. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes it's like, yo, I can't ask any more questions because I'm not ready for the answer.